जय कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी। जय जशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन जशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन जशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन। जमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे जय कृष्ण बलराम जय वृंदावन धाम। जय गौर Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol हरिनाम संकीर्तन की शिला प्रभुपाद की पतित पावन गौर निताई की श्री श्री कृष्ण बलराम की श्री श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर ललिता अभिषेका देवी की श्री धाम वृंदावन की कृष्ण बलराम मंदिर की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्तवृंद की अपन अपन गुरुदेव की गौर प्रमानंद ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयंरूपकदामयं ददाति सपदान्तिकं वन्दे अहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदं सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनीति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्देशतारिणे वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः गुरोवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः हरिः ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतम् अस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृतं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी मुखं करोति वाचालं पुंगं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दीनतारिणं Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Harihi Om Tassat. Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone, Sri Vrindavan Dham, Sri Krishna Balaram Mandir, in morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. Today we'll serve Srimad Bhagavatam by hearing and Sravanam and Kirtanam with Devotees Association. Actually, this transcendental knowledge we can cultivate with the association of the devotees in the mood of goodness. So with the mood of goodness, it is possible to cultivate transcendental knowledge. So today we will cultivate knowledge from this transcendental literature given by our acharyas. And today's this Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th Canto, chapter 3. This chapter title is Liberation from the Illusory Energy. We are entangled in this material world due to this illusory energy. How to come out from this illusory energy? This information is here. So I would like to request everyone, please very attentively hear today's this class. This is not my words, this is previous Acharya's words. According to my understanding, I will try to discuss on this topic. I will share some my thoughts, particularly these words. So before beginning today's class, I am begging all of your blessing, those who are assembled here, and those who are hearing from online, please bless me. So by all of your blessing, I may able to speak something about the Supreme Lord and His devotees. There are two kinds of knowledge. Number one is Jara Vidya, and number two, Brahma Vidya. Jara Vidya means mundane knowledge we can achieve by our own efforts. By this transcendental knowledge, this Brahma Vidya, we can achieve by the mercy of the Vaishnavas, by the mercy of the Gurus, by the mercy of Supreme Person of Godhead, Krishna. Hare Krishna. Verse number 5. Kindly repeat after me. Guner gunan sabunjana Atma praditai Prabhu Atma praditai Prabhu Manna mana idam sristam Atmanamiha sajjate Guner gunan sabunjana Atma pradatitai Prabhu Manna mana idam sristam Atmanamiha sajjate Guner gunan sabunjan Gunar gunan sabunjana Atma praditatai Prabhu Manna mana idam sristam Atmanamiha sajjate. Please repeat. Gunar gunan sabunjana Atma pradatitai Prabhu Manna mana idam sristam Atmanamiha sajjate. Gunar gunan sabunjana Atma pradatitai Prabhu Manna mana idam srishtam Atmanamiha sajjate Gunar gunan sabhanjana Atma pradhatite Prabhu Mana manna idam srishtam Atmanamiha sajjate. Mataji. Gunar gunan sabhanjana Atma pradhatite Prabhu Manna mana idam srishtam Atmanamiha sajjate Gunar gunan sabhanjana Atma pradhatite Prabhu Mana manna idam srishtam Atmanamiha sajjate. One more. Mataji. Gunar gunan sabhanjana Atma pradhatite Prabhu Manna mana idam srishtam Atmanamiha sajjate. Gunar gunan sabhanjana Atma pradhatite Prabhu Manna mana idam srishtam Atmanamiha sajjate. This is transcendental vibration. So Prabhuji recited 3 times, Mataji 3 times, myself 3 times. So this transcendental vibration, while you recite again and again, this whole atmosphere becomes transcendental. Because this is transcendental vibration coming from the Golok Vrindavan. So synonyms: Gunai, with the moods, the senses. Gunan, the moods, the objects of the senses. Sha, he, the individual living being. Bunjanaha, enjoying. Atma, by the Supreme Soul. Pradhatitai, enlivened. Prabhu, the Master. Manna manaha, thinking. Idam, this. Srishtam, created body. Atmanam, as his own self. Iha, in this. Sajjate, he becomes entangled. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace S.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada disciple. Srila Prabhupada ki. The individual living being, the master of the material body, uses his material senses, which have been activated by the super soul, to try to enjoy sense objects composed of the 3 moods of nature. Thus he misidentifies the created material body with the unborn eternal self and becomes entangled in the illusory energy of the Lord. I would like to request everyone, please repeat after me. The individual living being, the master of the material body, uses his material senses, which have been activated by the super soul, to try to enjoy sense objects composed of the 3 moods of nature. Thus he misidentifies the created material body with the unborn eternal self and becomes entangled in the illusory energy of the Lord. Purport. In this verse, the living entity is called Prabhu or Master because he is a minute part and parcel of the Supreme Master, Krishna. Similarly, in Bhagavad Gita 15.8, the Lord has described the living entity as Isharaha, the controller. Shariram yat abapnati yatcha api उत्क्रमात् ईश्वरः गृहीत्वै तानि संयाति वायुर्गन्धान् इवाशयात्. The living entity in the material world carries his various conceptions of life from one body to another as the air carries aroma. Srila Prabhupada has commented in his purport, here the living entity is described as Isharaha, the controller of his own body. If he likes, he can change his body to a higher grade. If he likes, he can move to a lower class. Minute independence is there. The change his body undergoes depends upon him. This statement confirms the words Sa Matra and Atma Prasiddhaye in text 3 of this chapter. If the Supreme Lord were to interfere with the minute independence of the living entity, there would be no question of the living entities engaging in the loving service of the Lord. Since love implies a spontaneous free choice by the lover. Here the word Prabhu indicates that just as a child having received a toy car from his father pedals on the sidewalk, imitating the father who drives an actual car, the living entity pedals around the material universe in the innumerable material bodies selected for him by the Supreme Lord from an assortment of 400,000 species. Thus the living entity, infatuated with the false ego of the material body, creates a fearful situation in which he undergoes repeated birth and death, as described in the statement Bhayam Ditya Abhinivesataha Sat, Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.37. Actually, this Bhayam Ditya Abhinivesataha Sat, this fear arises when the living entity becomes absorbed in something separate from Krishna. We need to understand this. So, Srila Jiva Goswami has given another explanation for this verse. If the word Prabhu is taken to mean the Supreme Lord, the word Gunai can be understood to mean good qualities. Since Guna can refer to the material modes of nature or to admirable qualities, as in the verse Jashasti Bhaktir Bhagavati Ankinchana Sarvair Gunash Tatra Samasate Suraha. This verse would then mean that the Lord, by his transcendental qualities, Gunai, such as mercy, is able to release the transcendental qualities, Gunan, of his pure devotees. Atma Pradatitai would then indicate that by surrendering unto the Lord, who is the reservoir of all good qualities, the pure devotees become similarly endowed with godly qualities. The word Mannamana idam system atmanam would indicate that the Lord accepts the body of his pure devotee to be on the same spiritual level as he himself. As indicated in the verse Acharam mam vijaniyat nabhamannat karhichit, the Lord is attracted by the loving devotional service of his pure devotees and thus becomes entangled in the network of their loving relationship with him. For example, after the battle of Kurukshetra, when Krishna was leaving for his own city, Dwaraka, the loving appeal of Maharaj Yudhishthir forced the Lord to remain for several more weeks in Hastinapur. Similarly, when the elderly gopis of Vrindavan clapped their hands, Krishna would dance like a puppet, keeping time to their rhythm. In relation to this subject matter, Srila Jiva Goswami has quoted a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Sadhava hridayam majjam sadhunam hridayam toham madannate na jananti naham tebba managapi. The pure devotee is always within the core of my heart, and I am always in the heart of the pure devotees. My devotees do not know anything but me. I do not know anyone but them. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the word Prabhu may also be understood as follows. The word pra indicates prakashana or excessively, and bhu indicates bhavati or taking bath. Thus, Prabhu indicates prakashana devat tirjak adishu bhavatiti saha, or repeatedly taking birth among the demigods, animals, human beings, and other forms of life. Confirming the statement by Srila Jiva Goswami concerning the Lord's statement to the spiritualized body of a pure devotee, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has quoted the following verses from Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila, chapter 4, verse number 190-93. Diksha kale bhakta kare atma samarpan, সেই কালে কৃষ্ণ তারে করে আত্মসাম. At the time of initiation, when a devotee fully surrendered unto the service of the Lord, Krishna accepts him to be as good as himself. সেই দেহে করে তার চিদানন্দময়, অপাকৃত দেহে তার চরণ ভজয়. When the devotee's body is thus transformed into spiritual existence, the devotee in that transcendental body renders service to the lotus feet of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada is very merciful. Very merciful, he has given us the essence how we can make our this material body into a spiritual body by cultivating this knowledge, by performing devotional activities under the guidance of bona fide spiritual masters. If one want to advance in spiritual life, he should approach a bona fide spiritual master who coming down through the chain of disciplic succession. Under his guidance, one should study these Buddhist scriptures. By the mercy of spiritual master, one can understand Krishna very clearly. So, in this verse, explains how the jiva, although eternally spiritual and eternal, becomes bound by identifying with the temporary material body. This verse also further explain with the temporary material body also how to reveal the role of Paramatma in facilitating sensory experience, and also highlights the consequence of false identification with matter. Also, this verse number 11.3.5, simultaneously explains the cause of material bondage and the path toward transcendental liberation through devotional service. So here we can see Atma Prataditai would then indicate that by surrendering unto the Lord, who is the reservoir of all good qualities, the pure devotee becomes similarly endowed with godly qualities. We have godly quality, but we need to understand how to develop that godly quality, how to become happy. Everyone is seeking happiness, but they are not getting happiness, but they don't know where they can get happiness. They are entering threefold miseries. We need to understand the secret to get the happiness. So, Lord and Lord devotee has godly qualities. Satchidananda Vigraha. We are also Satchidananda Vigraha, but due to false energy, we have forgotten that our real identity with the Supreme Lord. Shahanav Avatu, Shahanav Avatu, Shahanav Bhunaktu, Sapiran Karabhavahai. So, this relationship should be with spiritual master and with his student to cultivate this Vedic knowledge. So one has to approach a guru, tasmat gurum prapaddate jigyashu shrayam uttamam. For Shrayo, question, how to I can make my life successful, how I can overcome this miserable situation. We are searching happiness, but again and again we are entangled in this miserable condition of life. There are three kinds of miserable condition: Adi Atmik, Adi Bhautik, and Adi Doivik. Adi Atmik means pertaining to this body and mind. Sometimes we fall in sick, sometimes we fall in mental distress. Yes? This is due to Adi Atmik. And then second, Adi Bhautik. We are implicated with our enemies. We are infected by our enemies. Suddenly they come and they attack you. Although you are not doing nothing, very nice, you came to temple for have darshan the Supreme Lord, but suddenly one came and pushed you. Hey, give me that to have darshan the Supreme Lord. This is Adi Bhautik. Like insect, like mosquitoes, like other living entities. This is Adi Bhautik. And Adi Atmik by the demigods, like flood, earthquake, and hurricane. This is caused by demigods. So everyone is suffering these three miserable conditions of life. It is not only for the Sanatan Avalambi devotees, those who are following Sanatan Dharma, those who are Hindus, those who are Muslims, those who are Christians, those who are Buddhists. Everyone is suffering these three mode of material miseries. Right? We need to understand the truth, absolute truth. Why I am suffering, how I can get out from these threefold miseries. That is called intelligence. One has to become intelligent enough. One has to approach the sadhu who has the light of knowledge. By the light of transcendental knowledge, one can understand this material world and this material world's nature, how this material world is working. They are called Paramhamsa. We are discussing about Nimi Maharaj and Navajagandra's pastime, narrated by Narad Muni to Vasudev, right? Because Vasudev became fearful. He thought that my last three births, I had performed severe austerity to have this Supreme Person of Godhead as my son. But in this third life, I did not inquire about my liberation. My dear Narad Muni, please, you instruct me how I can get liberation, right? Then Narad Muni, he started to narrating this pastime, Navajagandra's pastime with Nima Maharaj. Yes? This Navajagandra, Nan says is, they are Paramhamsa, the son of Lord Rishabdev. They control their senses. Their heart is very pure, spotless. There is no any spot, dirty thing. Amala Atmanaha. They are Amala Atmanaha. There is no any dirty thing. In this material world, those who are entangled with this material nature, their heart is with dirty thing, with lust and greedy. But those who are associated with the spiritual energy, their heart is neat and clean, spotless. So they are called Paramhamsa. Param means perfect, 100% perfect. Hamsa means swan. If you give 1 glass water and 1 glass milk mixed together to swan, he will take the part of the milk, the essence, and he will give up the water part. Yes. Those who are in spiritual platform, they will take the essence of spiritual energy. They will study the Vedic scripture very carefully under the guidance of the spiritual master, a spiritual teacher, and then they will take the essence from these scriptures. They are called Paramhamsa, and they will give up the that material part, that's lust and greedy. So those who are engaged in devotional service, they are always associating with the spiritual energy of the Lord. the Supreme Person of Godhead, the spiritual master, instruction they follow and apply in their practical life. Theoretical knowledge and practical knowledge. If someone wants to become a doctor, he has to approach medical college under qualified professor guidance. He has to study. And professor will give him proper guideline how to study, how to become a doctor. If one want to become an engineer, he has to approach engineering college. Or if you want to study the law, he has to approach a law college. He has to approach a such teacher who has the knowledge. Similarly, if anyone want to advance in his spiritual life, one has to seek a such person who has the knowledge, spiritual knowledge, who can give us the light of knowledge to develop our qualities, spiritual qualities. Srila Prabhupada, mercifully, he has given us the information of Vaikuntha planet. We have not that information. By the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we can understand the Vaikuntha planet is there. Golok Vrindavan is there, right? Others, maximum people knows after leaving their body, they're telling my father went to Shargaloka. They know only Shargaloka. After that, they have no any information. So we have information by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, Vaikuntha planets. So many Vaikuntha planets are there. And Golok Vrindavan. So our aim is to go back home, back to Godhead, by cultivating devotional activities, with cooperation, with positive, friendly cooperation, with a team. Without team, it is not possible to advance in spiritual life. Devotees association, we have to work with a team. There should be one leader. And everyone has to follow the leader guideline. You see, in the sky, bird flying, they have one leader. You see, like an arrow, they have leader. Similarly, in any organization, they must have a leader. They must have a team. And leader has to be educated enough. Leader has to be trained up enough with proper training and education through the higher authority. So he can lead his team very nicely. Then organization can run very swiftly, very beautifully, very nicely. This is the system to lead a society, to lead an organization. Without training and education, it is not possible to run an organization. So this thing we can learn from the Vedic scriptures. Yes? Every leader has to be educated by training and education. Then we can engage them according to their qualities in particular service. Yes? Here we can see Nimi Maharaj is associating with the Brahmanas. They are Paramhamsas. They know Tad Vigyanartham Sagaram Abhigachet. They know the Vigyan, they know the Atma Tattva Gyan. Yes? So, Shatram Dijattam Cha Parasparat. Shatram, Nimi Maharaj Kshatriya. Dijattam Sa Parasparat. Dijattam means Navajangra, the Dija, they are Brahman, they are Paramhamsa. So, Kshatriya's duty is to associate with Paramhamsa, with the Brahmans. So, Brahmanas, Paramhamsa, Navajangra, they give him the essence of Vedic knowledge, how to overcome from this illusory energy of the Lord. Is that clear? See. So, we need to find our such person, such Paramhamsa in our society, in our family. So, from whom we can get the knowledge and who can give us proper direction to make our life successful. There should be proper cooperation with Kshatriya and Dija. Is there any Dija? Is there any Kshatriya? Only Vaishya community. It is not possible for Vaishya community cultivate knowledge, develop Brahmanical culture. Yes? It is possible only for the Brahmins and Kshatriyas. So Srila Prabhupada, he established this ISKCON to establish Brahmanical culture. He traveled around the world, bring people in Brahmanical culture, not by caste, by training process. Give them proper training and education. So the whole Vedic civilization, Vedic instruction, just to deliver all suffering humanity from the threefold of material existence. That is the aim and object of the Vedic civilization. So this human form of life is made for finishing all kinds of troubles by performing pure devotional activities. One should very nicely understand the position of material existence. One should be inquisitive to understand about himself, about Brahma or the Supreme Brahma. That is the real necessity of human form of life. The animal cannot inquire about himself or for the Supreme, but a human being can inquire that I want to become happy, but miseries are coming upon me one after another. So at least one should know what are the miseries. I already explained what is the miseries. Adi Atmik, Adi Bhautik, and Adi Daivik. Yes? He is intelligent person, right? If some trouble come in our life, one should understand I am committing these activities, this miserable condition due to my past misdeeds. Why this devotee pushing me? Because in my previous life I also pushed him. So I am getting the reaction in this life. He is an intelligent person, right? Karanam guna sangasya sadasat janma jonishu. We are associating with so many gunas people every day. Srila Prabhupada says, if we engage in devotional service, then our nature, our character will be better. Yes? If we engage our senses based on sense gratification, then what will be the result? Very dangerous. Karanam guna sangasya sadasat jani janmashu. We have to get another body according to karma. It is up to you, it is up to me what kind of body we'll get next life. We have to decide it. Krishna never interferes in anyone's independence. It's mentioned here. Yes? If the Supreme Lord were to interfere with the minute independence of the living entity, there would be no question of the living entities engaged in the loving service of the Lord, since love implies spontaneous free choice by the lover. Yes, Lord, He never interfered to anyone. He has spoken Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. After giving all instruction, He said, now you decide what you want to do. I have explained to you everything. It is up to you. After understanding carefully real fact, then Arjuna said, Kadishya Bachanam Tava. Whatever you said, I accept it. Kindly you guide me. Shishasta Aham Sadimam Tam Prapannam. Now I have become your disciple. Kindly you instruct me how I can make my life successful and what is my duty. Yes. Because we need to understand, Prabhu, our real identity. My body is moving, my hand is moving, how this material world is working. This is called intelligence. Because my body is working, my body is moving because of this soul, this Supreme Person of Godhead situated within my body. That's why I am activated. Yes? Rasa Vaishaha Rasagga Hebayam Labda Anandi Bhavati Kayaba Annat Kapranat Yadeshu Akashu Anandanasat. The Supreme Person of Godhead, Lord Krishna, His embodiment of ecstatic bliss, all ecstatic bliss. Having derived ecstatic from Him, all living entities become blissful. Because He is the reservoir of all pleasure. For who indeed could breathe, who could be alive, if this blissful Lord were not present within the heart of all souls? Because Lord is present within our body, in our heart, that's why we are alive, we are beautiful, we are moving here and there, we are enjoying this material world and spiritual world also. By changing our consciousness, that's it. We have to change our consciousness. It is depend up to us what kind of body we want, material body or spiritual body. Krishna has given everything in these scriptures. It would depend up to you. My dear son, please don't misuse this human form of life. Please utilize it. Avyakta Kalakham. Rupa Goswami says, we have to utilize every minute, every moment, every hour in Krishna service. So here we can see, we have to approach a bona fide spiritual master, it is telling. Sadhava hridayam majjam sadhunam hridayam toham mat annate na jananti naham tebba manakapi. Yes, the pure devotee is always within the core of my heart, and I am always in the heart of the pure devotee. My devotees do not know anything but me, and I do not know anything but them. Tomar hridaye sada Govinda Visram. O he Vaishnava Thakura Dayara Sagara Edase Koruna Kori Diyapada Chaya Shuddha he amay Tumaro charana dhari Tumaro charana dhari. So one has to approach such bona fide spiritual masters in whose heart always Govinda take rest. Krishna always take rest in his pure devotee's heart. And pure devotee also taking rest in Govinda's heart. Yes. This is indicating in Srimad Bhagavatam, 9th Canto, 9.4.68. So we have to find out such pure Vaishnavas, pure devotee, whose heart is spotless, who want to bring living entity in Krishna's service. Acharamam Vijaniyat. Krishna says, Acharamam Vijaniyat Navamanhet Karhichit. One should know the Achara as myself and never disrespect him in any way. One should not think that he is an ordinary man. One should not become envious of him, because all demigod qualities manifested on gurus to the Acharya. Always we have to respect our spiritual master as a representative of Lord Krishna. So here we can see Karanam Karmana Jayate Jantu Karmanaiva Praliyate Sukham Dukham Vayam Samam Karmanaiva Avipaddate. So Lord Krishna is telling to his father Nanda Maharaj, it is by the force of karma that a living entity takes birth, and it is by the karma alone that he meets his destination. His happiness, distress, fear, and sense of security all arise of the effects of karma, effects of our karma. So we need to change our karma. We have to always engage our senses in the service of the Lord, from morning to until going to the bed, sleep. How? Those who are Grihastha devotee, those who are brahmachari, they should live in ashram. They should fulfill their spiritual master desire by following spiritual master's footsteps, by preaching this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement, going to door, giving this transcendental knowledge to the fallen soul, and bring them in Krishna consciousness. And they stay at ashram, perform proper devotional activities, Mangalariti to up to Shayanarati. Always engage their senses in Krishna service, right? This is brahmachari life, Banpasta life, Sannyasis life. And Grihastha's life, what we are performing in temple, same thing we can perform it at our home. In this way also we can engage our senses in Krishna service, right? So every ISKCON devotee's house, one ISKCON temple. One ISKCON temple all over the world. Every ISKCON devotee's house, one Vaikuntha planet. Bhaktivinoda Thakur saying, Jedin gihete kirtana dekhi, gihete ananda bhai. Yes? That griha, that house became a Vaikuntha planet. Tulsi Maharani also residing all devotees' house. Yes? We have to chant japa in front of Tulsi Maharani. My father said, if you want to advance in spiritual life, you should chant japa in front of Tulsi Maharani. Only she can fulfill your spiritual desire, whatever you like. I'm honestly telling you. I had desire to live in Mayapur Dham. I had desire to live in Vrindavan Dham. I always praying to Srimati Tulsi Maharani. Then I requested to one devotee who was living in Vrindavan. I was living in Mayapur. I told him, Prabhu, kindly could you suggest me how I can come to Vrindavan? He also suggested me, you should worship Tulsi Maharani and pray to her. By the mercy of Tulsi Maharani, you can able to come to Vrindavan and reside in Vrindavan. Now I am in Vrindavan Dham, right? You see the importance of Tulsi Maharani? Tulsi Krishna Prayasya Nama Namam. Yes? Shaba Adhikaro Diye Karone Jodasi. So if we serve Tulsi Maharani, if we offer bhoga with Tulsi leaves, Lord will accept that bhoga. Lord does not accept any bhoga without offering Tulsi leaves. So we have to follow this instruction given in the Shastra, by Acharyas. Then we can spiritually progress in spiritual life, devotional life. So here we can see, it is also mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam 6.25.26. We have to see things from the spiritual point of view, the life and death of an embodied soul, and his destination in the next life, and all caused by himself. All caused by himself through his own activity. Therefore, no other agent is actually responsible for creating one's happiness and distress. When a conditioned soul is killed by snakes, thieves, fire, lightning, hunger, disease, or anything else, he is experiencing the reaction of his own past work. I was thinking, why these people doing with me like this? I did not make any aparadh. Why I am facing like this situation? We need to see from the spiritual point of view. Same thing I had done in my previous life, and this reaction I am getting in this life. That's why we should have to tolerate and pray to that devotee. Thank you, Prabhu. By your mercy, I understood my mistake. Yes. Guru and disciple, they are crossing Jamuna river. They sat on boat, just waiting for boat cross the opposite side. In the meantime, two policemen came in that same boat. They come in the boat, Guru and disciple sitting, and one of policeman boat step on disciple feet, and he feel pain. That policeman, he said, "Hey, what happened? What did you do?" He did not reply any single word. He remained silent. When boat reach in opposite direction, opposite side, there is water, boat not touching the bank of the river. So one has to come down from boat to go to another shore. So everyone is coming down, but policeman no can come down because his feet is with boat. He has to open the shoes, right? But he don't want to open shoes. He said, I have gun, Mandata gun, has a knife at the end. He just pushed the gun like this. He wanted to jump across the river from boat to the other side. He just jumped and this gun slipped and this knife hit here, like this place. Immediately spot death. And Guru said to disciple, if you pronounce one single word, you can save his life. Because you did not pronounce any single word, you did not repeat word, that's why Krishna take action immediately. You see, this is called karma, and this is called action and reaction. So we have to be very careful dealing with devotees, dealing with other living entities. Yes, this real incident happened, Prabhu. We have to respect every living entity. Sarva Jive Paramatma Darshan. In the last verse, you can see verse number 55. I very much like this verse. Whole day I was reading this chapter and last verse. I went to visit some holy places. Every holy place I was reciting this verse. So it is mentioned, thus the worshipper of the Supreme Lord should recognize that the person of Godhead is all-pervading and should worship him through his presence in fire, the sun, water, and other elements. In the heart of the guest one receives in one's home, and also in one's own heart. In this way, the worshipper will very soon achieve liberation. So we have to respect every living entity as a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Then we can get liberation very easily. Sarva jive paramatma darshan. We should not become puffed up by our position. You know, this chapter, this 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam bring destruction to Jodhu dynasty because of they commit offense towards the Brahmanas. Yes, in Pindarak Tirtha, towards Narad Muni and Vishwamitra Muni. Yes, thus they did some little joke, and that little joke bring the destruction to Jodhu dynasty. Yes, this is called Brahma Danda Durattaya. If anyone commits offense towards Vaishnavas or towards Brahmanas, today or tomorrow it will affect. It is 100% guarantee. This is called Brahma Danda Durattaya. When spiritual master gave second initiation to his disciple, they also giving warning to disciple. Please don't curse to anyone. Now you have become a Brahman because you chant Trishanda Gayatri, and this Trishanda Gayatri, by that Trishanda Gayatri, you become powerful. Yes. So we have to be very careful. By this chanting Brahma Gayatri, we can become especially very powerful. And whatever you are reciting these Vedic mantras, it also fix in our heart. If anyone want to study Vedic scripture, one should get this Brahman initiation, Upanayanam. Then one has to study this Vedic scripture under the guidance of spiritual master and under the guidance of spiritual teacher. Then he can understand things as it is properly. This is the formula to study Vedic literature. Hare Krishna. Any question or comments regarding today's topic? Yes, Prabhu. It should be connected with today's topic.
Hare Krishna Maharaji. Wonderful listening to you, Maharaji. Maharaji, there are few words which have come here. Yes, for example, entanglement, surrender. So the question is, what I am not understanding is, what is it that is entangled? What is it that surrenders? Is it our body? Is it our mind? Is it our intellect? Or is it our very being? Because our very being Atma is not entangled. We are actually not entangled. We are free. And the thing is, how to surrender? This is the question which I am not getting answer anywhere. What is it that surrenders, and how?
Surrender means you are not this body, you are a spiritual soul. You need to understand how to engage the soul's activities in super soul. Simple thing. Bhagavad Gita, where completed Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamikam Saranam Braja Aham Tam Sarva Papya Mamukshasami Masachaha. After explaining all Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, then finally Krishna instructed, whatever I said to you, you just give it up. And you just listen to me and surrender unto me. And I promise you, I will deliver you from all sinful activities. Just you have to surrender to Supreme Lord Lotus feet and His pure devotees Lotus feet. Then you can understand what is you and what is your duty in this material world and where you will go.
Yeah. Maharaji, but how to surrender? How means, is it an act? Because it's a state, I think. It's a state. Surrendering is a state. Is surrendering in our hands? Is it on our capacity to surrender?
Like Boli Maharaj is surrendered unto Lord Mamunda's lotus feet. Boli Maharaj. Do you know Boli Maharaj? He is incarnation of, he is Palat Maharaj Parampara. Birochan's son, right? So he surrendered to Mamunda's lotus feet, Atma Samarpanam. Then Lord delivered him and has given another planet to rule. Similarly, we need to find out such spiritual master, such devotees association who can give you proper guideline. So you are coming to temple, you are attending Bhagavatam class, you are hearing Bhagavad Gita class and hearing Kirtan, and you try to find out some good devotee who can give you proper association, proper knowledge. So now you are cultivating this knowledge from here, also you got some experience, right? So you utilize it. Simple thing, Prabhu. Actually, where Bhagavad Gita completed Sarva Dharma Pariteja Mamakum Saranam Braja, from there Bhagavad Dharma begin. One has to understand intelligently. So, Bhagavad Gita completed Sarva Dharma Pariteja. You need to understand the importance. And from there Bhagavad Dharma begin. When Krishna understood, Arjuna understood that Krishna is the supreme person of Godhead and I have to surrender unto his lotus feet, then Bhagavad Dharma begin from there. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yes? The supreme person of Godhead, Krishna, is the cause of all causes. My duty is to surrender unto his lotus feet and perform devotional service under the guidance of his pure devotee. That's it. Simple thing. It is not possible in one life understand everything. This gradual process, like jaundice disease. Slowly take this misri, sugar cane juice, then one day you can feel the taste like amla, amaloki. From the beginning you feel bitter, but if you chewing, after some time you feel sweet. Bhagavad Dharma also like that. Just keep associate with good devotees. Association is most important. You need to understand with whom you are associating. Yes, this is important. And keep distance from demoniac people. Because here are so many people in the form of devotee, they are demon. And devotee is very rare. So try to find out the devotee, not demon. And get devotee's association. Pure devotee's association. Then your life will be successful. Okay? Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Amal Puran Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Gaur Pramanande.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.